Assalamu alaikum and good afternoon as I'm based at UK. First of all, I would like to thank KIIR and WMC team to give me opportunity to be a part of this great conference and to meet honorable speakers of this panel. In with regards to the topic today, I would like to start with a few simple words to make it easy for some viewers to understand the situation of Kashmir and the relationship Kashmir has with Pakistan and India. Just a few words to go forward. Also, I would like to clear the confusion of the difference between an occupier and an administrator before I start talking about the laws. We see India keep accusing Pakistan by comparing and making it sound worse than India when the situation is opposite. As the world knows, and can't be misguided, especially after the EU disinformation lab report. My colleagues, since Kashmir dispute took place in 1947, Pakistan has always had an MP in the administrative Kashmir called Azad Kashmir, but India, in the opportunity available, appointed a CM as a never accepted Kashmir as a disputed area. Although it was India who approached United Nations, as it had feared that it may lose the whole Kashmir to Pakistan, as the Kashmiri stood by Pakistan per their standby agreement. India did not stop. India did not stop after that, and India for years has been denying the rights on both sides of the Kashmiris of the right of self-determination as a referendum by rejecting Pakistan on a number of occasions the opportunity to solve the ongoing issue between the two countries. Between the two countries, which has been going on from 7 decades. After 5th August 2019, India did a forced marriage with Kashmir. In simple words, although it claims to be very liberal and it says that India is the 5th democracy in the world. But when Pakistan is having a love marriage, in simple words, with the wishes of the citizens of GB as they desire to be part of Pakistan since the 3rd of November 1947, there is a huge difference. With a love marriage, things can be sorted, but with an arranged marriage, things can never be sorted, and it cannot last for long. India has signed a covenant with the United Nations that it will not violate human rights, but India is not obeying by it. I would like to talk about a few laws here, but first thing I would like to say that no law applies to Jammu and Kashmir, and the reason is that it's a disputed area. So we are, as Kashmiri, not obligated to follow any laws by India. The few laws I'm going to be talking today are going to be PSA 1978 and DAA 1992, AFSAFA 1990, and AUPA 2002. I will start by the Disturbed Area Act 1992. In this law, local police are trained within 6 months to take over the authority from the army, so they can deal with the violation happen in the area. But after a long time of this law being in the area, in 1998 it lapsed, and the legal requirement was not met. And I would also like to go on the next level, which is next law, which is going to be the Public Safety Act 1978. In the Public Safety Act, anybody can be detained and they can be put away in prison for 2 years. And before the 2 years end, it could be extended. This law comes in operation with Section 13.2, which is a misuse of power. Under this law, even children of 9 years old, please note, children of 9 years old have been detained, and any Kashmiri of any age can be detained, and Kashmiri leaders, as we know, have been detained under this law and been placed in India in different jails. This is a law which has touched upon of many lives of the Kashmiris. After 4 weeks, an advisory board uh, decides that if they are going to be convicted or not convicted under this misuse of power. The next law I'm going to be touching upon is, is going to be the law called UAPA, UAPA 2002. Individual can be arrested and property can be seized, even if promoting an activity. The definition of this law of a terrorist has been expanded to give police power to dismiss against the principle of innocent until proven guilty, which is a violation under the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which recognizes the above. Which recognizes the above principle as a universal human right. It also violates the Indian Constitution as the right of equality under Article 14, the right of freedom under Article 19, and the right of live with dignity under Article 21 before a trial. So in this law, like there is no trial to actually start with. Like they can apply this law and then they can think about it if there will be a trial, but normally there's no trial. Most convicted by this law are minorities, journalists, or human rights activists. I would like to continue by saying you can get convicted under this law for advocating unlawful activity. Under Article 13, which violates the rights of equality by using social media. So people who are using social media are normally convicted under this law. After the revoke of 370, there has been a huge ban on social media. And this article till now is in use. And once somebody has been warned, they have been asked to sign a bond to suppress, for their voices to be suppressed in Kashmir. And the last law, which I am going to be touched upon, which is the main law, which is the root cause of the atrocities being caused in Kashmir, is called AFSAPA 1990. It's called Armed Forces Jammu and Kashmir Special Powers Act in full. As we know that it has also been known as a law, rape law, weapon of war against the women, as we all understand and remember the Conan Poshpura incident in 1991. Now, under ASPA, Section 4B, destroying a property or burning property. So we see at the moment that the Indian Army are burning a lot of property, as we can see the recent news going on at the moment. So it's under Section 4B. And the reason is that they can do this on suspicion, and if they feel that terrorists are hiding in those properties. Section 4C, arrest on suspicion. So this law gives you power that even on suspicion, you can arrest, kill, rape, murder, and you can detain someone. Section 4D, enter and search. And Section 4E, stop and search. Section 5, break a lock and search. Section 6, person needs to be handed over to the police. But at the moment, due to these laws, police and the army are working together. Like under the DAA, normally the police takes over after 6 months. But at the moment, what we are seeing that they are even violating their own constitution because police and army are working together. The number seven is the impunity which is being given to the army, that they can get away with whatever they like. And this is the reason that many atrocities are actually happening at the moment. AFSAPA failed the international convention and treaties India has signed, especially violates human rights, as the definition under the act is so vague to be misused. I would follow it by the Justice Verma presented his report in 2013 after the Delhi rape case in 2012 and tried to protect women using the right to be safe under the law. But he suggested the AFTA law to have some amendments which were rejected by the armed forces. till today to continue to suppress the minorities by creating fear of rape, as being Asian, honor means more to us than our life. United Nations declared 5 elements of terrorism in 2006. First was audience, number 2, a plan of fear, number 3, involvement of harm, and number 4, innocent victims, number 5, uh, political gains. Kashmiri don't satisfy any of them because being innocent, they have no reasons to be treated as a terrorist. Uh, I would like to also say that the day when India took over Kashmir, the assassination which was taking place on the 27th of October 1947, within 24 hours, you will be shocked to believe that the Indian army near Srinagar went to a village which is called Gogo. They swiped the whole village. And this is a proof that they always had immunity. They swiped the village just to teach a lesson to the Kashmiris that they wanted to be with Pakistan to create fear within the Kashmiri community at that time. And the article relating to this can be found online under First Blood. Before I go, I would like to actually um, touch upon this last law, which is in relation to the whole India. Even if India says that Kashmir is a part of it, it still cannot actually say that it has done anything for any community or for Kashmiris. They also have a law which is called the Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribe Prevention of Atrocities Act 1989 to protect minorities and lower caste, but to lower class, but not to be harmed by the upper class or by the other minorities. Public, but it has some principles as which seem like a joke that public, not behind doors or alone, can actually apply for this law. Like if something is happening to somebody behind the doors, or even if they're in public and there's nobody there. So the principle is that somebody has to be there in public to witness it. And this is one of the draconian law as well. Principle, unless there has to be somebody there, and there has to be a reason that that the minority or the tribe or the lower caste person has been humiliated. Now, this law seems a joke because if somebody can actually crack a joke in public and say that like it's a joke, but it's not really a joke, trying to actually scare them or trying to actually harass them, they can get away with it. So these are the type of laws that India is using at the moment, which can come under the category of a joke. Either there are laws which are like really like dangerous law, illegal laws, or either they are laws which are like a joke. So not to prevent. So this law is being told that it is to prevent hate and discrimination, but we don't see that it's going to be preventing anything when nobody, because none of the actions are normally happening in public. When these actions take place, they're always behind doors when there is nobody there. For example, as rape, for example, as murder. So I would like to actually say the last thing that under this law, no protection, protection was given to daily rights to 2002 or the farmers which are suffering since last year till today. Thank you for listening to me.